Hi guys, this is Grace and welcome to process video number 113 entitled Celebrating Together. First of all, I want to apologize for not being as present as I am here on YouTube. This semester has been really stressful for me and it's taken a lot of my time, and so yes, I am going to school. If you're new to my channel, I am trying to get my bachelor's degree, and so I am a mother, a scrapper, and also a student. So that is one of the reasons why I'm kind of gotten behind on sharing anything here on YouTube. It's because of school. Anyways, if you've seen my last video, it kind of focused on scraps of pictures, and I've kind of gotten into this using my scraps kick lately. I don't know why. I think I'm guessing it's because my scraps container is overflowing at this moment, and so I felt like the need to kind of go through them and pick out some papers that I really love. And so with that in mind, that's kind of how this page came about. Is I have that kind of film strip cut file that I've cut using my Silhouette Cameo, and then I am going to fill that up with some scraps of paper. Now that together word is also cut from the Cameo, and that just used a free font. I have a tip video in my YouTube channel, and it shows, or it shares, I share there the fonts that I used, because I did a mass producing of like just generic titles at one point in the summer, and so that's what I have been using for my titles, and I've really enjoyed it, and I'm kind of running out, so I will probably do a mass cut again here pretty soon. So as you can see, I've just pulled out a bunch of papers from my scrap pile, and then I'm going to fill that up. Now when I measured those papers, I measured it to go perfect into the square, and I forgot to take into consideration that I need to adhere it in the back of the cut file. So since they are perfectly cut inside the square, now I'm going to go find a cardstock that will go behind it so I can adhere all of that stuff onto the cardstock, and then or rather I'm going to adhere the film strip on the cardstock and then adhere those squares right inside that the film strip. Now here I'm trying to figure out, well, I wanted to cover up the little openings on the sides, on the top and the bottom, and then I realized I could just adhere the whole thing onto this gray cardstock, and then I will adhere the squares to it. And I'm just using some liquid glue. This is from Creative Memories, I believe. I have a bunch of various adhesives on the side of my table, and so I just grab whichever one's the closest, or whichever one will, I think, will do the trick. So that's what I'm doing right here. And then I'm just going to snip that off and then adhere those pattern papers that I had cut to go in those squares. And I actually really enjoyed this trick, or this way of using the scraps. I love that I can use up some of these papers that I have been hoarding, and I just didn't want to throw them away. Well, I guess I cut it out a little bit bigger, and now I'm trimming it off. I created this page, I would say, about 2 weeks ago, and I'm just now getting the chance to do a voiceover and to also add it to my YouTube channel. And I ran out of adhesive with my ATG gun, but instead of putting in more refill on there, I just decided to grab the photo squares that I have on the side of my table. So if you've watched my videos before, you know that I like to frame my page onto cardstock. I just like how that looks. It's all grounded and clean. And then because not all of the cardstock will be shown on the paper, I like to cut the inside of it. It would be about 8-inch square that I cut off on the center, and then I usually use that piece either to use as a matting for my photos, or I actually use it as a card base. So I never throw those away, and I reuse them. So I have two photos here, and these photos are from my husband's birthday back in 2015. No, 2014. I have to think about it. It's been a while. And we usually go out to dinner for birthdays, but his birthday fell on a weekday. And because we have school and work, we just decided, or I decided that I will just make him his favorite dinner, which is enchiladas. And then I also made peach cobbler because that's one of his favorites as well. And then we will just eat out for dinner to celebrate his birthday on the weekend. And so I just wrote all that stuff that I just told you in this strip of white paper, and that's going to be my journaling block, and that's going to go on the bottom. So as you can see, most of my design is in the center, which it seems like that's my go-to lately. I like to just put everything in the center of my page. Now, I was looking at that together and I like it like that, but for some reason it just feels like it's not, like, because the letters is very scripty, so parts of it, like the G, the bottom of the G, just blends into the background of that horizontal photo. And so I decided to adhere the together word onto vellum first, and then cut that out and then put the vellum piece onto the paper, just so that there's a division between the pattern paper and the photos as well as the title. And then I decided to title this Celebrating Together, and I'm using some tiny letters from, this is a very old letter sticker sheet. It's from Nikki Seville's, and I just love that red because I needed kind of a contrast with all of the light colors of the background, and so I needed that, my part of my title, to pop out against the pattern paper. And then here are some die cuts from We Are Memory Keepers, and they're just a bunch of birthday type of die cuts, and I'm just trying to find places for it. So as you can see, this page is a birthday page. However, I did not have any birthday papers on there, so for me to still continue on with the theme, I decided to adhere die cuts so that you can know that the theme is a birthday, even though none of my papers are birthday themed. So I inked up the edges to make sure that they pop out against the background as well, and then I'm going to adhere some of them with foam adhesive and some just right onto the paper. And I'm using some fun foam that I had put some adhesive sheets on the on one side, and that's how I do my foam adhesive these days. And then I'm just going to adhere some of this accents on the bottom. I really had fun with this page. Oh, and I also added a banner that says yay, and I think I got that from Freckled Fawn. That's a wood banner, and as you can see, I added it on the top right side of the page. So the close-ups are coming up next, and if you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section below, and I will be happy to answer it as soon as I can. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye.